My infomercial is about coercive paraphilias. So the four that I'm going to be talking about today are zoophilia, voyeurism, exhibitionism, and telephone scatologia. The first one, which is zoophilia, is when the person becomes sexually aroused by an animal or by engaging in sex with the animal. This is also known as bestiality. Zoophilia is considered a form of animal cruelty and it is illegal in most parts of the world. It's classified as a coercive paraphilia because it's based on the assumption that the animal is an unwilling participant. Zoophilia dates all the way back to the prehistoric era. There are paintings depicting sex between humans and animals found in ancient caves. And here's a picture right here. During the Middle Ages, there are themes of sex between humans and animals, and they can be found in folklore and Greek mythology, such as in the Greek mythology of Leda and the Swan. And here's a picture of Leda and the Swan. The treatment for zoophilia are the following: cognitive therapy, aversion therapy, and also drug therapy. And the second paraphilia that I would like to talk about is voyeurism, which involves recurring intense urges and fantasies related to secretly observing an unsuspecting person who is nude, disrobing, or engaging in sexual activity. People with voyeurism are called peeping toms. An example of voyeurism would be someone secretly videotaping another person using the restroom or changing their clothes. There are a couple of causes for voyeurism, and according to the learning theory, it's the people who suffer from, say, child abuse are more likely to develop this paraphilia. And according to the biological theories, people with a high level of testosterone tend to have a higher sex drive, and so they're more likely to develop voyeurism. The treatment can be behavioral therapy, where the person will learn to control and identify and then control their impulses. There's also cognitive therapy to suppress that unwanted behavior, and there are currently no known drug treatments. Exhibitionism is the recurring, intense urge or fantasy to display one's genitals to an unsuspecting stranger. This is also known as indecent exposure. The causes of this can be, according to the biological theory, it's again people with higher testosterone are more susceptible, people suffering from emotional abuse, or even some sort of a traumatic brain injury. The treatment can be cognitive behavioral therapy. People just go to that and they learn to recognize their irrational justifications for their behavior. And there's also group therapy, which can provide emotional support and prevent relapse. Telephone scatologia is basically making obscene phone calls to unsuspecting people. And so when the victim is shocked or horrified, the individual gets aroused by it. So this is a form of sexual harassment, and it's usually illegal in a lot of states. Some of the causes is, again, increased testosterone levels, or people who suffered from childhood abuses or emotional abuse. The treatment could be hormonal treatments, which is aimed at lowering their testosterone level, which also decreases their sex drive. Also, other treatments might include behavioral therapy. Again, they learn to control their impulses, and also cognitive therapy, where they learn to suppress their unwanted behaviors. And that is the end of my presentation.